Hello and welcome to episode 49 of the Datapack tutorial series. Take note, we are in 1.21.3 because we have updated the right-click charging item and we turned it into a fireball wand. So you're going to hold down right-click with your wand in your hand, and every sort of 2 seconds it's going to fire off a fireball. Okay, I think probably the best place to start is over in VS Code, and we'll make some folders and files. Well, we're going to need an advancement. So in my namespace, new folder, and we'll call that advancement. And in there, a new file, and we'll call it magic wand charging.json. And then inside function, we'll create a new folder, which we'll call wand. And in there, we're going to create some new files. We'll have charged. What's it going to do when the wand has charged up? And we'll have another one called charging. That's obviously for when it's charging. And we'll have another one called discharge check, and that's going to check if you let go of the right mouse button while you're charging. And we'll have another one called discharge reset. So if you do let go, it's going to reset stuff. We want to be able to give ourselves the wand as well, so we'll have a new folder, give wand, and I want a sort of a visual display of the charge, so we're going to update the action bar as well. Update action bar as well. We've got a load and a tick, we'll be using those, and I also want a recipe, so again in my namespace, new folder, recipe. And in there, new file, and I'll call it firewand.json. Okay, where should we start? I think we'll probably start with the load. Let's pop off. Well, actually, let's control KW, shut down all those windows. Let's go to load. We want a couple of scores. Scoreboard. Oh, I'm in a newer version, so it's not going to autofill, I don't think. Scoreboard, objectives, add, magic wand, charge, which will be a dummy. I'm going to copy that and have magic wand dot timestamp. That'll be used for doing the reset. We'll save that. That's load done. Let's go off to give wand. We will give the executor a blaze rod. It's too early in the morning for spelling. A blaze rod, and that's going to have an item name, fire wand. We want some custom data. That's the important bit. Custom data. Fire wand true. We want a food value. Nutrition. Is it equals? No, it's not. It's that. Nutrition. Saturation. And then in here we have can always eat. True. And this is one of the changes here. We now have consumable as well. Consumable. And that's going to be where we put how long it takes to eat it. Consume seconds. We'll put 1,000,000. And I'm going to make it so you can't stack it as well. So max stack size equals 1. Okay, now I haven't updated my Datapack helper, this extension here, Datapack helper plus. So this is probably going to throw off a few errors. As long as we get things right, we should be able to ignore them. Okay, so that's load done. Let's make our advancement. Let's pop over to misode, advancement generator, criteria. Let's call it charge magic wand. Let's add a criteria that'll have a trigger. The trigger will be using item. And we're going to need some conditions. We need an item. The item will be a blaze rod. And it will have a predicate. And the predicate will check the custom data. We'll have string. And the custom data we're going to check is fire wand true. The custom data we just put onto the item. Okay, that will need to give a reward. Our reward will be a function. I'll just put placeholder for now. Okay, let's copy that. Copy. Pop back to VS Code, go to our advancement, and paste it in. I mean, it doesn't autofill for me anyway, so you know I'm going to have to type all of this in. IDYT episode 49, and it's in wand, and it's charging. We'll save that. We'll go to charging, and we'll just say hi. Okay, let's pop into Minecraft. Let's do a reload. So if I ever press this button here, it is just running the reload command. And let's function give wand. Let's hold the button. Ooh, nothing's happening. Okay, let's pop back. Do we need to change our advancement? In fact, actually, probably what we need to do also in charging. Yeah, well, something we need to do in charging is revoke that advancement. So let's put that in. Revoke advancement, revoke S only IDYT049 magic wand charging. Let's save that. In magic wand charging, let's actually get the name of this function correct. Let's save that. Let's go back. Let's do a reload. Okay, now we've got hi streaming up the screen. Okay, cool. That's a start. Let's clear that. Let's go back into charging. Let's remove that hi because it's pretty pointless. Let's add some extra stuff. So let's increment charging score. Well, I think we call it charge, so charge score. If charged, then we want to save game time to player timestamp. Game time, not game timer. Add to player timestamp. Oh, what do we need? We need to check if they stopped holding the button, so we'll do a discharge check. We want to play a sound, make it a bit more interesting. Play sound, and we want to update the action bar. Okay. Increment charge score. Scoreboard players. Add that player. Magic wand dot charge 1. We'll add 1 onto that. If it is charged, execute if score at S magic wand charge matches, let's say 2 seconds, 40, run function IDYT episode 49 charged. Save the game time to the player's timestamp. Execute store result as a score for the player magic wand dot timestamp. Run time query game time ton time. runtime query game time. Add 2 to the player's timestamp. Scoreboard players at S. No, add at S. Magic wand dot timestamp 2. Discharge check. Schedule function IDYT. Oh, okay. It'll also fill a little bit of it for me. Wand discharge check in 2 ticks. Append. Play sound. We only want to play a sound when they start to use the wand. We don't want to continue playing a sound, otherwise it would sound awful. So we'll do execute. If score at S magic wand dot charge matches 1, then run play sound block dot beacon dot activate, and it's a player using the wand, so we'll play it in the player channel. Player, we'll play it for all players at the coordinates 1, 1, 0. Volume of 1, pitch of 1, minimum volume of 0, and we'll update the action bar. Function IDYT wand update action bar. We'll save that. Okay, so we should be able to watch our charge go up, so we can do a test. Let's go here, do scoreboard, objective, set display sidebar, magic wand charge. Let's hold this down. Cool, so we got our sound and our magic wand charge is going up. It's not, we don't get the sound anymore because our wand charge is too high, and remember we said only do it if it equals 1. Okay, let's do the discharge. So we'll do a discharge check, and here we want to store the game time. Store game time to fake player timestamp. Compare timestamps. We will execute. Store result. As a score, we need a fake player. We'll just call them this. Magic wand dot timestamp this time. Run time query game time. Okay, let's check if they match, because remember in charging I'm adding 2 to mine, so as long as I'm holding the button I'm adding 2 to my timestamp. So I'm saving the timestamp and then adding 2 to it. So it shouldn't equal this timestamp unless I'm not holding the right button, in which case I've let go of the right button. So let's do execute. If now this was scheduled, discharge check was scheduled, so we haven't got at S anymore. So we better use as all players. We better actually say as all players. If score magic wand dot timestamp equals this magic wand dot timestamp at S, run function IUIT wand discharge reset. Save. Okay, let's go to the reset. What are we going to do in here? Well, we need to reset the score. Reset charge. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop that charging sound. Stop charging sound. And I'm going to play a new sound. We'll play a new sound. Play the sound. And we want to update the action bar again. Update action bar. Okay, so reset the charge. Scoreboard. Players well, I'm not going to actually technically reset it. I'm going to set it at s magic wand dot charge to 0. Stop the charging sound. Well, where will we be playing charging sound? Playing block beacon activate, and we're playing in the player channel. Okay, I'm going to copy block beacon activate. So we'll do stop sound for all players in the player channel, block beacon activate, play a new sound, play sound. Oh, I want a sort of sound, so I think it's going to be creeper, isn't it? Entity dot creeper dot primed. Play it on the player channel because it's a player using their wand for all players at the player's coordinates. Volume of 1 up to the pitch and a minimum volume of 0, and we need to update the action bar function ID 49 wand update action bar. Choom, let's save that. Back we go. Let's do a reload. Okay. Cool. Nothing happening there. We'll check for a silly mistake in a second. Let's reset our scores. Scoreboard players set s magic wand charge 0. Better. So we've got the 1, but we're not getting a discharge. We're not getting a reset. Let's see if we've done something really silly. Discharge check. Execute as all players if score. Well, we haven't said who score at s magic wand timestamp. That's probably it. Don't know why we went to misode. Let's do a reload. Okay, it seems we've got more than one problem. Execute as all players if score at s magic wand timestamp equals this magic wand timestamp at s run function discharge one discharge another. There we go. Oh, I messed that line up completely. Reload. There we go. So its charge is going up. I let go. It stops the charging sound. It plays a fizzle sound, and our magic wand charge drops to 0. Cool. Okay. So that's discharge check done. We are discharging. Yeah. Discharge reset done. Charging, I think, is done. So let's update the action bar. Now I'm just going to copy this in because it's a load of stuff which is all exactly the same. So I'm going to do a copy and paste just to save us 10 minutes. What are we doing? We're executing as the player. If their magic wand charge is 0, we're just going to play or show them 5 red minus signs. And then as their charge goes up, we're going to do 1 green minus sign, 4 red, 2 green, 3 red, 3 green, 2 red, 4 green, 1 red, all green. And you can see it's as their score goes up. So the higher our charge goes up, the more green bars we get in our action bar. Let's save that. Let's go back. Let's do a reload and let's try this. Okay, so it played when we did a discharge, but it didn't play while we were charging. So we will go to the charging and we'll just say, well, there's probably that mistake there where we've put an underline between action and bar. We'll save that. We'll go back. Now let's remove that objective from the side because we can now visually see it on our action bar. Let's charge it. Ready? See it charging up. Nice. Okay. Well, we want it to actually do something. So when it's charged, we want it to fire something. So what do we want to do? We want to play a sound. Then we'll want to summon a fireball. Then we want to summon an area effect cloud in front of the player. And then we're going to copy the area effect clouds pos data to the fireball motion data. So the fireball's going to go flying off towards the area effect cloud. We'll have an init tag, so we'll remove init and we'll reset charge score. Okay, play sound. Play sound. I don't know what to use. Firework. What's a firework? It's an entity. Entity dot firework rocket dot launch. Play on the player channel because it's a player using their wand for all players at those coordinates. Volume of 1, pitch of 1, minimum volume of 0. We need to summon a fireball. Execute at S. Anchored eyes, so we're doing it up near their eyes, not by their feet, which is the default. Run, summon, fireball. Using the carrots in front of the player, half a block in front of the player. We'll need to give it some tags so we can target it. 1, 2. We'll call it projectile, and we'll give it a tag here as well, init. Because we want to initialize it, we need to give it some acceleration power. Acceleration power. We'll just say 1D. And here's the fun bit for you, the explosion power. I spelt acceleration power in a very strange way, and I still spelled it in a strange way. Wrong R. Acceleration power, explosion power. For testing, I'm going to set this to 0. 0B. Okay, now we'll summon an area effect cloud. Execute at S. Now I think we have to do something weird here. Positioned 0.00. Positioned 2 in front. Run summon area effect cloud. Did I spell that right? It looks like I did. At those coordinates. Tags or bump. Giving it 1 tag, and I'm going to call it direction. Okay, and we're going to use that to get the speed for the fireball, or the direction for the fireball. Data, modify, entity, any entity whose type equals fireball, whose tag equals, just say init, limit equals 1, motion set from entity, any entity whose type equals area effect cloud, tag equals direction, limit equals 1. From your pos data, remove the init, tag any entity whose type equals fireball, whose tag equals init, remove the init. So we've given it the init tag, which means we'll only do this once because we're going to remove the init tag. So we're only going to set this once and reset the charge score. Scoreboard, players. Do we want to set, or I think we'll just do a reset here. Reset at S. Magic wand charge. Save that. Fingers crossed as we go back, do a reload. Nothing seemed to happen at all. Wonderful. Charged. Let's see, did it even run? No, because look at our direction. This is a problem with when you don't have an autofill. You miss simple things. Run function 49 charged. Well, that's assuming that the function is in the function directory, but it's not. It's in function wand. So we're going to have to do wand charged. And fingers crossed. Still nothing happened anyway. Oh, let's just do a little check. Are you even getting in here? Say hi. And it should be going in there when we get to 14. No, we've got a mistake out there as well. Another autofill mistake. Magic wand charge. Let's save that. In fact, what I might do, and we'll keep the high in there. Okay, so what did I just change? Magic wand charge. Here I had minus sign instead of an underline. Let's go back. I should not be doing this early in the morning. How many mistakes can you make in one line? Who knows? And it's magic wand dot charge. 3 mistakes in one line so far, all caused because I'm being lazy because I'm so used to autofill. In fact, not using the autofill is a good lesson. It teaches you to be a lot more careful. Well, it's slowly teaching me to be more careful. Holy pants. Well, it certainly said hi, but the thing's in front of me. Let's just... Well, we summoned a lot of them, but they didn't actually go anywhere. And it didn't look like it reset our score. So we've obviously made some silly typos. Let's go into charged. We've called it magic wand dot charged again. So let's get rid of that. So that'll cause the reset to sort itself out. Why didn't it move? We're definitely summoning a fireball protection. We've got int instead of init. Again, autofill has made me so lazy. Okay, let's try that. You should notice I'm blaming autofill, not myself. It's not my fault, it's autofill's fault. Okay, let's fire up into the air where we'll actually see it fly away. Cool, okay, it seems to be working. All seems good. Let's just pop back and set explosion power to 1. Yep, that was working. Okay, let's make a recipe. I don't know what that is, but let's make a recipe for it. A recipe is not going to be happy because I'm going to be making a 1.2 1.3 recipe, and my Datapack helper plus is in 1.2 1.1, I believe. It's not going to like the recipe. Actually, I'm going to add something to tick first. Execute as any entity whose type equals fireball, tag equals projectile at S, unless entity any player is within, I tried to autofill distance, is within a distance of 50 blocks, then run kill. So if it's 50 blocks away from a player, it's going to die. I don't know, just for safety, maybe, just so they don't fly away and just build up in the world if they don't hit anything. You can change that if you want. We'll save that. Let's Control KW, close everything down. Right, let's make a recipe in Misode. We want recipes. Let's do a reset. Okay. So we're going to have a shaped recipe. Yeah, shaped recipe. We'll have a pattern. It's going to be TTT, TBT, TTT, and our key is going to be T, is going to be TNT. That's a lot of T's, I like that. And B is going to be a blaze rod. Yep, that bit fine with that. Okay. Result is going to be a blaze rod. It's going to have some components. Let's give it a component. Well, I'll give it an item name. item name, add that. What did we call it? I think we just called it fire wand. But I bet that's not going to be happy. Are you happy with just fire wand like that? We might have to do a bit of practicing with this and changing. We're going to need some custom data. Let's add that. Custom data as a string. We'll probably need to change this as well. We'll find out. We called it fire wand true. That might be alright actually. We need consumable. Let's add a consumable. Consumable. Why can't I see consumable? I can see food. Ah, we're in 1.21. Uh-oh, it's not what we want. We need to be in 1.2, 1.3. There we go. It's not going to be happy. Look, we have to change things. Let's get rid of the keys. Delete the keys. Let's start from the beginning just to make it more easier. Reset to default. Okay, its type is going to be shaped. Its pan is TTT. TBT. TTT. Its key T equals TNT. And get rid of that one. B equals blaze rod. Okay, its result is going to be a blaze rod. It's going to have some components. Components will be item name. We will call it fire wand. Another component will be consumable. Consume seconds. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 million. Another component will be custom data, which we'll have as a string. And we'll say fire underline wand true. We'll need the food component. Add the food component. Nutrition 0, saturation 0, can always eat equals true. Did we have something? I'm sure we had something else. Stack size. So they can't stack them up. Max stack size. Max stack size. Add that. Stick it to 1. It's already on 1. Cool. Let's copy this. Take it over to here. Go to our recipe. Pop it in. And it is not going to be happy, I don't think. Actually, it doesn't seem to mind at all. I thought that would come up with a few errors as it says this is not a right version. Yeah, okay. I think we just go and try it. Off we go. I'm going to need some TNT and a blaze rod. TNT. Get a load of those. Get a load of those. Pop it in there. I don't expect this to work. Sure, it can't work first time. We can't be that lucky. No. Of course not. Right. What have we got wrong? I imagine that fire wand is going to need I'm just going to take out the name X save, just so it's not going to have a name for the moment, just to see if it is the name that's causing the problem. Okay, so it was the name that's causing the problem. There's our blaze rod with 11 components. Okay, let's see if we can get it fixed. Let's see if we can fix the name. Oh, I hate playing with bits. So, yeah, I know once you learn it, it's supposed to be so easy, but I always get it wrong. Can I just put that there and that there? You certainly can't. Look, it didn't like that at all. Can I surround it with these? Like so. And then I'll probably have to escape these characters, won't I? So what would that be? Alt 92. Oh. Escape that, and escape that. Oh my god, certainly not. What on earth am I doing wrong here? Do I then need to have speech marks in front of... Do I need to have speech marks in front of that as well? And at the end? Oh! Save. That looks alright. Okay. Are you going to be happy with that? Please. It's too early in the morning for me. Please, please, please be happy. Okay. Blaze rod in the middle. TNT around the outside. Oh my god. We can't believe it works. Okay. And I can charge it up. Oh. Big fat farts. I left the explosion power on. Okay, so we're done. We have a fully working blaze rod, which we can fire out things with. I tell you what, for a bit of fun, I've got a separate world, and I've got one set to a little bit of slightly higher explosion power. Let's go off and check that. I'll meet you over at a different world. See you in a minute. Hello, here I am in the trees on a different world. I need my wand. There's my wand. I was going to say rod and wand, and I called it a wad. Right. There's a pillager tower over there. That's going to be our test subject. This is exactly the same as what we had a minute ago, but I set the explosion power to 100 because I know someone's a troll and they want to know what happens. So let's get a bit closer. Let's sneak up on them. We'll hide in the tree, and we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, we've got to hold it down. I think I was a bit close. It's yeah. Okay. What happens if we just hit the ground? Well, there you go. If you set the explosion power to 100 on this thing, well then any resulting damage is definitely up to you. It's your responsibility. I would just keep the explosion be a little lower. Anyway. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. This place is flooded with lava. I think I'll be off. No one saw me here. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.